Hey guys, it's story time!
Story time?
So Damon, can I be in the novice competition even if I won a novice comp?
If you've won or placed in a novice partnered blues competition at a blues event, then you are no longer considered a novice at bluesSHOUT. Your appropriate place is dancing in the other competition. The novice competition is specifically for people who are new to competing on a regional or national level.
What about a solo comp?
Well, if you've placed or even won in a solo competition, we do distinguish between that and placing and winning in a partnered competition. So you're still able to compete in the novice Jack and Jill.
How are we judged?
We judge our dancers on three primary components: the blues aesthetic, musicality, and creativity.
What do you mean by musicality?
Musicality is the interaction with the music from the dancers. So not just being on beat, but actually moving in a fashion that goes with the tone and the mood of the music, as well as matching the rhythms and melodies that are present in any given song.
What is the blues aesthetic?
The blues aesthetic is the mechanical and artistic choices that a dancer makes that gives the look and feel to blues dancing. So it's different than the aesthetics for other dances. We're looking for people to have a very grounded form of movement, being in an athletic posture, which is the weight on the forward part of the feet, knees bent, chest forward, hips pulled back. We are looking for a steady pulse that matches the bass rhythm of the music that should be down into the floor and then pushing out of the floor. We are looking for a loose physical connection between the two partners when they're dancing. Their arms, their bodies, the way that they're moving through the music should all have a very loose form to it. We're also looking for the leader's initiation of a movement and the follower's response to it to have a bit of a lag, creating a sense of tension between them. We're also looking for that same kind of lag between when the music is hitting on a certain beat or sounding the beginning of a note, and then the dancer's response to it. So again, that lag between the partnership and the song.
What do you mean by creativity?
Creativity is the variation and improvisation of moves and movement in that moment. So two partners in a dance improvising off of each other and riffing off of different steps, or hearing things in the music and having those steps be altered for that song in a way that is different than the way they would do it to any other song.
What happens if there's a couple dancing in a technically flawless manner, but they're not dancing in the blues aesthetic?
Well, we always look for our dancers to dance in the best fashion possible, but it is a blues competition, so if you're dancing outside of the blues aesthetic, then you're going to be judged accordingly. Suffice to say that as good as you may be at West Coast or Foxtrot or Lindy Hop or Tango, if you were doing those dances in a blues competition, you're not going to place nearly as highly as a couple who, while maybe not necessarily as technically sound in their dance as you are in yours, is dancing within the scope of the competition.
How many rounds are there for each competition?
For the divisions, we are going to have a minimum of 2 rounds for each one. We're going to have a preliminary round and then we're going to have a finals round. We always reserve the right to add additional rounds or add heats if the judges feel that they're not going to be able to give enough attention to each of the people who've registered for that competition.
What is cutting?
Cutting is a form of challenge dancing. It's when one dancer is challenging other dancers, calling them out, trying to dance in a fashion that one-ups them. We really try to encourage good sportsmanship. It's a sign of respect to allow somebody who you are competing against, someone that you plan on cutting, to dance for a full phrase before you go in and cut them. And for that fact, when you are the person who's on the dance floor, when a full phrase has passed, that you look to see if another dancer has come out in response to your dancing. And if they have, then you need to allow them to have that moment to shine. If you don't feel that what you did was good enough to stand on its own and you must dance at the same time as them, you'll be judged down accordingly.